is Jennifer Bohart from SCC, and in this lesson we will begin by talking about the order of operations. Now, the order of operations are very important whenever you're working with a mathematical expression. You need to know which operation to perform first, second, and so forth. Now, one way to remember the order of operations is by using the acronym PEMDAS. The P stands for parentheses, brackets, any sort of grouping symbols that you see in the expression. You need to work within those first. Then move on to exponents and roots. After that, you want to work with multiplication and division. Now, it's important to remember whenever you see both multiplication and division in a problem, you always want to work from left to right. And then last, you want to perform addition and subtraction on what remains. And again, you want to work from left to right. So here we have some examples. Example 1 begins with 2 times 5 within parentheses squared. Now, following the order of operations, we need to work within the parentheses first. So 2 times 5 gives us 10 squared. Now, once there are no more operations remaining inside the parentheses, then you can move on to the next operation, which is this exponent. So 10 squared gives us 100, and that is our answer. Now, the next example looks very similar, except there are no parentheses. So following the order of operations, there are no parentheses. The next operation would be exponents. So we need to work with the exponent before we deal with the multiplication. So we have 2 times 5 squared is 25. Now you can multiply. 2 times 25 gives us 50. Now, it's very important to notice here the difference between these two problems. In this problem, we multiplied first, then squared everything. In this problem, we had to deal with the exponent first, and our answers were very, very different. The order of operations really does have a big effect on the final answer, so you need to always keep them in mind. Moving down to the next example, we have 10 minus 7 plus 1. And no parentheses, no exponents, no multiplication, no division. We have only addition and subtraction left. Now, because they are both in the problem, we need to work from left to right. So we're going to start with 10 minus 7. That is 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Now over here on the right, we have 10 minus parentheses 7 plus 1. So in this case, you have to work within the parentheses first. So you have 10 minus 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. Now, the rest of these examples are a little more complicated, but you need to follow the same order of operations, the same rules. For example 2, you have division, subtraction, you have an exponent, and you have parentheses. You have to work within the parentheses first. So copying down the rest of the problem, we have 24 divided by, within the parentheses, 4 minus 2 is 2 cubed. Now we're left with division and an exponent. Have to work with the exponent next. 24 divided by 2 cubed is 8. 24 divided by 8 is 3. For example 3, again, we need to start within the parentheses. Now, inside the parentheses, we have both addition and division. We have to work with the division first. So we have 4 plus 5 times 1 plus 12 divided by 6 is 2 squared. Now there's still more to do inside the parentheses. We have to add 1 plus 2, so copying down the rest of the problem, we have 4 plus 5, parentheses, 1 plus 2 is 3 squared. Now there's no more to do inside the parentheses, so we move on to the next operation, which is this exponent. So we have 4 plus 5 times 3 squared is 9. Now we have addition and multiplication. Multiplication comes first. So 4 plus 5 times 9 is 45. 4 plus 45 is 49. Now this last example looks a little bit different. We have what appears to be a fraction. In the numerator we have 15 minus 3. In the denominator 1 plus 5. Now in order to make this fit with the rules for the order of operations, I'm just going to insert parentheses around the numerator and parentheses around the denominator. This tells me to evaluate the 15 minus 3 and the 1 plus 5 before dividing the two. So starting with 15 minus 3 is 12 divided by 1 plus 5 is 6. And then divide 12 divided by 6 is 2. Now it is important to note, particularly with example 4, if you are using your calculator to evaluate any of these problems or to check your work on any of these problems, you need to be particularly careful with a problem like example 4. If you were to type in 15 minus 3 divided by 1 plus 5, if you look at the expression I've written here, order of operations, it appears that division should come first. All right, you need to tell the calculator to group the 15 minus 3 in the numerator and the 1 plus 5 in the denominator. You do this by inserting parentheses. Parentheses need to go around the numerator and parentheses need to go around the denominator. If you do this, your calculator will give you the correct answer, which is 2.